Welcome to Gaz Gets Slammed by Monoichi
Girl.
with my co-host today, Monoichi. I'm joking. All right, do you want me to go over it?
Uh, yeah. Why do you think
We
Itachi?
got to say the debate. We got to say like what the debate is. Like, so I have Edo Itachi and you have Edo Nagato, right?
Yep.
And we're just doing like red air, like just normal chakra amount.
Right.
All right. Oh, you wiped it. All right. Go. Why do you think Nagato wins?
I think that scales to or above Itachi and far out hexes him.
Why?
With which part?
Speed. Why is he faster? We'll go over speed first. Did you say?
So
Yeah, you did.
said, huh?
You said he was faster, right?
Yeah.
Why?
So how fast do you think Itachi is?
Faster than Nagato?
Like, okay. So who all do you scale Itachi to in speed that puts him above Nagato?
Nagato. He's faster than Nagato. Ah,
Okay. So would you say Itachi scales 2 above KCM Naruto in speed?
reaction time? Yeah, he can react to him. Like movement speed? No.
Like in combat, you don't think Itachi is as fast as KCM Naruto?
No, but I think he can react to him.
Okay. And so if Itachi is KCM1 level, then I would just have Nagato a relative to and or above V2B, who's above One Tail and Base B, who is relative to KCM Naruto,
Why are they
who is
relative to KCM on Naruto?
Base B,
Yeah.
because he performs as well, if not better, during the Jinchuriki fight than KCM Naruto.
For scans, show.
Come through the Jinchuriki fight really quick.
Are we doing. You want to do 10 minutes or 15 minutes for our scans?
Whichever you prefer. I don't really care.
We can do 15.
Beep, ba, 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 da, boop.
Who is it?
So here's one direct instance. Hey, look, debate's open. Here's a direct instance of them moving to attack at the exact same speed.
Oh, you're saying against like the water mirror?
Yeah.
First off, that's a weaken Naruto because we know when you use shadow clones, you can weaken yourself. So practically, that would be a weakened Naruto would be like on the same level as B. Oh fuck. Yeah, so that's fatigued Naruto. You can say fatigued KCM1 Naruto is like relative to base B because he made shadow clones, and we know when he makes shadow clones that he gets weaker. Like when he
What?
makes trust
Why does he get weaker when he makes shadow clones?
because okay, I'll show scans. So when he tries to after the Itachi versus Nagato fight, like after like they seal Nagato, Naruto tries to make a shadow clone while in KCM1. I'll show the scan before. Like Naruto at the very bottom scan, in the second scan. Sorry, I sent him out of order. He's in KCM1, right? He makes a shadow clone, no longer in KCM1, implying that he needs to like split his chakra among the other clones, which would weaken him. So more clones he makes, the weaker he gets. And since he already
So
had a clone,
what? Why does him falling out of KCM1 suggest that his KCM1 was weaker before he ran out of the KCM1 chakra?
wait, can you repeat that?
So you're saying that because when he made the shadow clone, he fell out of KCM1, that
Mm-hmm.
he was weaker while he was in KCM1?
No, no, no. I'm saying no, no, no. What I'm trying to say is when he makes shadow clones, it weakens himself, and we know that he used shadow clones while he's fighting the Jinchuriki, as he's also earlier still has the shadow clones. I don't know like when the other shadow clones are, but I'm pretty sure they are at least around where Madara and the third Raikage is. I don't know if they've dealt with them at the time though. But like we know, and also in this scan, he makes a shadow clone, and that pops him out of KCM, and that implies that he has to like split chakra, like among multiple clones, as you want to make two KCM clones, but just couldn't.
So are you okay, are you saying that simply making clones itself weakens him because he's splitting his chakra?
Yeah, because he's like sending because he needs to use chakra to make other clones, so that's like inherently weakening him. And unless they're participating in the fight with him, they would not amp him.
So why, oh, excuse me, why is him simply splitting up his chakra making him weaker though?
I just explained because okay, so we know chakra equates to like just normal physical abilities, right? Like
You
more
can
chakra you have, like if you are able to control, like if you have a boatload of chakra and you're able to control this chakra, it allows you to get stronger. We can we agree on that, right?
So if you can control X amount of chakra with X amount or Y amount of efficiency,
Hmm.
then you can get X amount of stats. Yes.
Yeah, and going by your thing, eventually he has to take his chakra, shove it in a different clone, as these are like normal shadow clones. These aren't
Right.
like fodderless ones that he's able to make like 1,000 of. These are like actual shadow clones that are weaker than him. So he does still have to shove a decent amount of chakra in him, so that would still weaken him.
So why is he losing so much chakra that his stats are dropping?
Because he makes multiple clones. It's not just like one clone. You can argue if like let's say he only made like one clone, then sure he's not too much fatigued. But he's also fighting other clones. Those clones are losing chakra too. It's not like they're just standing idly. They're fighting other people. So those clones so he has to have enough chakra to feel himself, his other clones that are having their own fights, as one of them fights Madara, another one fights the third Raikage, and another one's just running around trying to like sense the white Zetsus, right? We can agree that all happened, right?
Yeah, he sent out clones.
Yeah, and those clones are normal shadow clones that should be weaker than them, but still have a decent amount of chakra in it. And when he makes too many, that will weaken his main body, as shown in the scan, as he goes from
So
KCM1
is
to base.
is your is your primary point that having less chakra makes your stats lower?
Yes.
So I why is that the case? So you know that like certain like jutsu take in a certain amount of like chakra to use, right?
Hmm.
Like a Rasengan takes 25 chakra or some shit to get one off.
Hmm.
Okay. So like an amping stats is essentially like a jutsu pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Your issue with that? Okay, are you just saying because he's using jutsu that would amp himself? That would only amp himself if he participated in the fight with him. In the scan you showed, Naruto is not using Shadow He's using a Rasengan and moving at a similar pace with B. That does. You can just say, okay, so the Rasengan, we have no clue if it amps your speed. If you can prove that it amps your speed, then I'll drop that point. But to my knowledge, you cannot. You could just say it only amps your AP. So he's just at AP amp Naruto is running at similar speeds to B. And B hasn't done too much fighting, doesn't have to make shadow clones that are wasting chakra fighting other people. So it make logical sense for that would be a weaker Naruto fighting the Jinchuriki.
So you know that B on the way to that fight, he fired off at least one Bijou bomb, escaping the island, but he also used Eight Tails chakra in helping Naruto with the Nine Tails training. Directly after that, Samehada steals chakra from him to give to Kisame. He also uses Eight Tails chakra versus A, um,
Yeah, but
and
those are
fights Itachi and uses Eight Tails chakra. So like, you can't say B hasn't also been doing a bunch of fighting because that's all B was doing.
yeah. You could just say that they did. You could say Naruto's like. Well, no. Doesn't Naruto make those shadow clones after the Raikage fight?
Um,
When does he make the shadow clones? Hold up, let's establish that.
I think so. He probably does.
Yeah.
But the thing
So
is, the important part about the whole chakra to stats thing is if like it takes X amount of chakra, like five chakra to amp you or five chakra per second to amp your stats to like all 25,
hmm well,
and
no,
then
no.
like you
Depends on the jutsu. Like certain jutsu can amp like all of your stats, like Chidori. That amps your speed and AP.
no, so what I'm talking about is like the jutsu that the verse collectively uses to amp their stats commonly in combat.
hmm
Like the amp jutsu, quote unquote.
So
So if that takes like two chakra per second to get to his like normal fighting state, and Naruto goes from having 500 chakra to 50 chakra, he can still amp his stats to the same degree. It's just that he can't do it for as long. So
So you're
there's no
saying when he
reason for
uses
him to be
jutsu
weaker.
that it would. So you're saying when he uses jutsu that would amp him to his normal combat abilities.
So what I'm saying is that if amping himself the way he does in combat costs a certain amount of chakra per second, and he has that much chakra to use per second,
hmm
whether or not he's at full chakra or half chakra or 1/10 chakra, if he has enough chakra, he can get the same level.
Yeah, you can still like. Okay. You can still be in like you can be in like a weaker state. I'm just saying he doesn't have enough chakra. He can still have enough chakra to be in like the KCM form. But I'm saying since those other he's still losing chakra. Are you just saying because he used a Rasengan he would be more similar to base power, like base KCM? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not including like the Rasengan in that at all.
Then what are you trying to like come at me?
So they use chakra to amp themselves in combat, right? And when they do that, it takes X amount of chakra to amp yourself X amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if X equals like five chakra per second, and someone has either 500 or 100 chakra, both of them can still amp themselves using five chakra per second.
So you're saying so you're practically saying, okay, so let's say let's make a rough estimate. Let's say Naruto made like seven shadow clones, right?
Right.
And each one of those clones are using KCM. All of their chakra is coming from the base normal Naruto that has to flood his chakra to all of those clones, making it so he has no longer chakra. And you already agreed to before, if you have less chakra, you are not as physically capable. Like if you're at
I
full
didn't say
chakra, you
that.
yes you did.
No, it didn't. That's what I've
Yes,
been.
you
That's what I've
agreed.
been arguing against this entire time.
No, you agreed that chakra and like stats, like base stats and chakra are like similar. Like if you have less chakra, so you're saying
So
that you can have
what I
less
said is
chakra
that
and still be stronger?
yes, I'm saying you can use chakra in combat and also not drop in stats because of it.
That's not what I'm
Like,
saying. I'm not saying that he's using chakra in that fight. I'm saying that he's used chakra like he's drained because you can because okay, so he's drained from fighting for having like fighting other people, right? I've stated that multiple times, and your argument is because just because he's using chakra, which is what he uses to get to these crazy amounts of powers, if he's not lacking that same chakra, he would still be the same strength. That's what you're saying, and I'm saying that makes no logical sense. Am I
and
wrong?
you're predicating that on the idea that less chakra equals less stats, correct?
Yeah, because if you have less chakra, then you are not like let's say we took Naruto at full power, and we took Naruto at like barely enough chakra to keep KCM. The Naruto at full power is going to be way stronger because he has way more chakra than him. So he would be more powerful than him. So he would be able to do better
Okay.
feats.
So what I was explaining was that if you take 100% chakra Naruto and 50% chakra Naruto and what you call it, and both of them have the ability to amp themselves by 1% chakra per second, they would both be the same strength. But 100% chakra Naruto would last longer because he has more fuel to maintain that level of intensity.
I'm saying that he can't amp himself to the same degree. You're saying that like it's like a constant. Like you can amp him. Like you can shove more Nine Tails chakra inside of him. It's kind of like okay. How do I describe this? It's kind of like what the KCM could be is just Naruto can just charge himself with chakra. And when are you just saying like he puts in a set amount of chakra, that is the form he's in, and when the like fuel runs out, he's no longer in the form, right?
Pretty much. For KCM, that's essentially I'm saying it could work.
Okay, I disagree with that because Naruto like will like fully charge, and we've seen characters like once you get like your full chakra amounts, like you become like you're able to like do better feats, and you're no longer like weakened, right? Like like when remember when Taka fought B, right? I'll use this as an example. Remember when Taka fought B, right?
Yep.
And Sasuke gets like the shit kicked in by like B, right? He gets like his chest opened. He bites
Right.
Karin's like, and we know Karin's ability fill like heals your chakra, right? Like when you bite her wrist or her arm or whatever,
So you suck on her chakra and it heals you.
it heals you and would like regain your stats, practically allowing Sasuke from like having his chest blown open to eventually he's fully healed, he's in perfect condition, and then he's able to go fight B, and then is able to use Amaterasu to take out like the eight-tail state. So
Yeah, I
Sasuke
mean, he got his chest back. Wait, no, that was Jugo who put his chest back on.
was it?
He
Okay,
got
my bad.
stabbed and yeah,
Yeah, but he still gets chakra
Car,
refill. Point
yeah,
still stands.
Karin killed him from being stabbed.
Yeah, point still stands. Karin refills his chakra, and Sasuke is able to go back into fighting and is still able to fight people, even if he said like his
Well,
chest didn't go. Well,
well, it's more specific than that because when Karin lets you do that, it's like specifically a medical ninjutsu type of thing, rather than just her injecting you with a chakra like IV.
so you're saying that like she would just overall heal all of your stats.
So what I'm saying is that she would heal your wounds, is what would happen.
But Jugo doesn't. She isn't able to heal the wounds. You just stated that Jugo had to do that.
No, I'm saying she does at one point during the fight, and then so does Jugo.
Okay, excuse me. If this is, I'm just proposing an idea. Do you guys think that you should that you've made your points, or like you want to like conclude this point? Because I think this is going like a little bit sideways.
You're saying
If
it's circular?
well, yeah, I if you want to continue, I think I'm just offering
I
the
want to make my
idea.
argument, and then we can continue.
Okay, yeah, I'm just
I'm
saying
just trying to
like
understand where Mono's trying to get at, and then I'm trying to
okay,
counter it.
okay. I mean that's fine. I'm just proposing the idea. But yeah, if you
Yeah.
both are fine with it, then you can continue.
Yeah.
Word.
All right. So you're saying that's like a fuel-based system instead of just like. So what I'm saying, since Naruto like is like when you get like chakra drained from you, you are weaker in all your stats. This is shown throughout the series multiple times, and
Where?
you somewhat yeah, and you agree to that. So
No,
Naruto not having as
no,
much
I
chakra.
never.
Let me talk. Let me talk. So Naruto not having as much chakra and being weakened as he's using other shadow clones that are also using chakra, that would be a weakened Naruto going against Yagura and doing at a similar speed with B. That is my
So
counter.
the reason why I tried to stop you is because I never agreed that less chakra equals less stats,
You
which is
agreed
why
to
I've been specifically arguing against less chakra having less stats.
you literally just I just said, do you agree that if you have less chakra it's equal stats? And you said yes. Am I you you're like word.
So, can anybody verify what happened?
Like am I like
Because that's
mishearing
what
you?
I've been explicitly arguing against this entire time for a reason.
Like I feel like you just like I literally just said
What
if
did
you have
what is the question? Sorry, it was a question for the judges, presumably.
Whether, whether or not I agreed to less chakra equals less stats.
Oh, well, he said you said word, and the only time I heard you say word was when Nolo brought up the fact that you guys might want to conclude, and then Gas said no, he had one more point to make, and then you said okay, word, and then you guys kept going.
Okay. No, because like when you try to stop me, I think I asked like a mini question. I'm like, do you can we agree that like weaker like less chakra weaker stats? And I swear to God, you said yeah sure or like word or something. I don't know what you said.
So, if
But
you're
he didn't
talking
say
about at the very beginning, as far as I can recall, what I said was use your chakra to amp your stats, but not that less chakra equals less stats.
that. Yeah. And I just oh, okay, so that's your okay. Sorry, that wasn't clear to me.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm saying that like he needs like a certain amount of chakra to like amp him to full power, and since he doesn't have that chakra, since he's fatigued about with other shadow clones, and they're also draining his chakra. Oh fuck! Because we know when you make shadow clones, that weakens you. Just in general, as Kirzan was weakened. Pretty sure it stated that Hashirama was weakened. Don't take my word on that though. But like when you
Well, so
no, let me finish. Let me
I,
finish. I'm just elaborating on my point. So, since Naruto made shadow clones, those would weaken his base, and he would not have enough chakra to boost KCM to its full power. So, saying that's full power KCM and full power base B moving at similar speeds. That is my counter argument.
okay, so what I'm essentially gathering again from that is, like you said, Shadow Clones makes him weaker, which I not only don't think you've shown adequately yet, and there's also a scan that implies that making more Shadow Clones should enhance his ability in combat, or at the very minimum remain neutral to a degree.
Can you send that?
Because you know with the that the data book for the region combo says that it's both his ultimate taijutsu and that its strength increases with the more clones you make.
That is okay. Can you send the scan? And then I'll debate against it. And then we'll debate against it. We'll like both make our arguments for it, and then we'll just move on to a different point. That sound good?
Well, there's also like a side point I'd probably end up bringing up here in a little bit, but that'll be besides the point. But yeah, I'll grab the scan of fuck. Oh yeah, the region combo. That's what we were after. Okay. There it should be there. It says that he strengthened the Uzumaki combo according to the amount of shadow clones he makes, implying that more, like, if making more clones made them all collectively weaker, then the combination attack in and of itself would just do less damage to whoever he was fighting than just his base punches.
So you're saying, well, that's just implying like I'm not denying that like a mob of Naruto's would be stronger than like if Naruto didn't make shadow clones at all. I'm saying if those shadow clones aren't supporting him in battle, then they would make him weaker
Why?
because they aren't
Because
helping him
whether, well,
take
hold
strong.
on.
I've already explained why shadow clones normally make him
So,
weaker, and if they're not helping him in battle, then no, they wouldn't be making him stronger.
so,
It's the whole point of the jutsu to have multiple of them.
so I, so I already gave you an example of why less chakra doesn't have to equal less stats. And this scan, excuse me, is also further supporting the fact that they can't be reducing in overall strength,
Again?
because if each if Naruto and each clone gets weaker per clone made by or proportional to the amount of chakra put into each clone, then let's say how many are in that fucking picture alone, like
No, no,
30,
no,
40.
no. Okay, okay, that's a multi-show. Okay, I'll let you explain. My bad. You talk.
I was gonna say, so if he's losing chakra proportional to the amount of clones he's making, then the end result would just be several times less powerful than the base, and would therefore be just completely useless for him to use, and couldn't be quote unquote increasing in strength according to the increment of the amount of clones. That would be the exact opposite. It reducing in strength according to the increment in clones.
Okay. First off, the jutsu that Naruto uses to help the Shinobi Alliance is a different jutsu that he uses in that picture. Naruto has two forms of shadow clones: normal shadow clones that everybody else uses, and the multi shadow clone jutsu. In the
Okay,
multi
what's the difference between?
the multi shadow clone jutsu, the main purpose of the jutsu, I think it's stated in the jutsu files in one of the data books, but practically what the jutsu does is you can make mass amounts of yourself, and none of them like they get one shotted, right? They get like are able to get completely obliterated, one shotted. And that picture as Kaguya does that. They are not relative to him. They're like, and their main thing is just to swarm people. And and none of them are relative to him. As
Hold
Naruto,
on. What do you mean by relative? Like their durability or
all
their?
stats, just in general.
Okay, why? What shows their stats being below his? outside of durability, which obviously they're one shot by everything.
Do you have like an AP feat for an individual multi-shadow clone jutsu? Like a multi-shadow clone, okay, so if Naruto performs a jutsu, could you take one of the multi-shadow clones and give them an AP feat? Because their main thing is just to swarm. Like Naruto is able to react to Kaguya and her like sticks, like whatever they're called, like the bones. Like
So
does
there are
they
clones
don't
that react to Kaguya too. Yeah, they were.
the multi-shadow clone ones? No, they
Yeah,
literally
these
all get no
clones.
dipped. You literally can
Those,
see the smoke of them lying.
yeah, a bunch of them get fucked up.
Hold on. This is so
However,
circular. Hold on.
there are also points where the clones react before even the original does.
Okay, hold up. If we keep going on this one, we're gonna be here all night, and I don't want to do that. So, do we just want to give closing statement? We both made our points hella clear to the judges, and both have provided counterclaims to the other person, correct?
So as far as the clones point, I would essentially, I can't really think of much else. As far as Naruto being fatigued, he also literally had the entire let's see, the entire beginning part of the Madara fight to have been recovering chakra as well, and then he maintains KCM for the entirety of the Jinchuriki fight, which displays a lack of fatigue rather than any level of fatigue.
Was that your closing statement for the point?
Well, that so not as for the speed point in general, like for the
No.
fucking for the
Just
mirror scene.
for closing up shadow clones and going back to speed.
Okay, yeah, for shadow clones, I think that I gave an example of why just losing, or not only did I give an example of why simply having less maximum chakra doesn't have to equal less ability to amplify your stats to the same intensity. On top of that, I showed that the shadow clones would need to be as strong as Naruto or to be able, yeah, to maintain relativity and strength to the original Naruto. Otherwise, every time he would use them for their attacks, they would be less powerful than what he would be able to do normally, contradict his clone jutsu that I posted, becoming stronger per shadow clone. That's all I can remember.
Okay. So what I did is I showed a simple time and I explained multiple times of different points of Naruto getting weaker after he uses the normal Shadow Clone Jutsu and other users of the Jutsu having a similar effect. And when he tried to bring up a scan of Naruto using a different jutsu that was very similar, the multi Shadow Clone Jutsu, I explained away that jutsu is like whole meant is just swarm and have weaker forms of it. So, and due to Naruto having clones fighting for him, like just having general clones fight for him, would imply that he's weaker since those clones are taking up his chakra, and he uses that chakra to amp his stats to a greater extent. You got that, judges? Take that as a yes. All right, we're going back to speed, right?
So, did you have an issue with him having had time to
Oh,
recover in between the two?
do you guys want me to give the decision on that point right away? Or you wanted to leave it for the end of the debate?
I don't
Now
care.
would be important because it's determining like a direct link of scaling.
All right, let me give me 1 second to talk with Noel then real quick. Okay. So, God, this is such an annoying fucking point for me to judge. Because I was like disagreeing with both of you guys. But I would probably say, I'm gonna have to give the point to Mono because while Gas did kind of sort of debunk some parts of it, Mono had enough like supportive evidence that wasn't chopped down, so to speak, that I guess that I would say just for this point it's Mono, but it was like annoyingly close actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to mute.
Okay. So what would that get across?
So that would get across base B to KCM1 Naruto, um, and B and Naruto and Itachi were all relative to each other. And then Nagato was over V2B. Well, both base B and V2B.
Wait, why V2B?
V2B, because he both has the physical reactions to dodge an attack from V2B, and then he can use his Rinnegan to react fast enough to essentially blitz his Lariat's attack
Show this guy.
speed. So,
I need proof of that. I do not remember. I just remember that one time that he speed blitzed him with Lariat.
yeah, so when he hits him with the Lariat, so you know how, like, B used the Lariat to carve out Sasuke's chest?
Yeah.
So Nagato is able to absorb so much chakra from B so quickly that B can't even curve his arm to do that to Nagato.
Oh, you're doing this. Okay. Send the scans. This is not going to be a fun one to debunk.
Okay, so the first one. Screenshot. Okay. So here's Nagato being directly behind. Oh, and this is a weaker Nagato, too, by the way.
Which
Um,
chapter is this?
this is 6. No, I'm sorry. 550.
Thank you.
It's like the last couple pages.
Okay. Continue with your point.
So that's Nagato being able to dodge a an attack from a V2B.
Wait, what? So, yeah, because he fires the chameleon, and then he lands in front of him. So you're just saying Nagato is able to just go like speed blitz behind him?
So he gets behind him, and then when B tries to attack him by using V2, Nagato dodges it.
So, oh god, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But he's not in V2 when he gets behind him. As you see in like the scammers, I think
No, I know.
it's like his
So
face.
when he's behind him, right?
Hmm.
B is in base, and Nagato is directly behind him. And
Hmm.
then B attacks him with V2, and Nagato jumps back before he can hit him.
No, he's directly hit it. He's literally in the scan. Hold on, I sent it. It's shown to be a hit. Oh fuck!
No, I'm not talking about the lariat.
You're not talking about the lariat? All right, so
No, you see how B slammed his hand on the ground
okay,
where
so
Nagato's face
B
was like
gets hit
half
by
a
the
second ago?
So B gets hit by the chameleon, and then Nagato
Yes.
is behind him, and then
Yes.
eventually B is able to react to him, turn around, and then activate V2. Why does that prove anything? You could
So
just say
what
that
happens is
he interacted.
Nagato gets behind him and B. So do you see where Nagato is? How he's essentially directly behind B?
Yeah,
And then do you see how far away he is in the scan where B is in V2?
where he says, "You fool, I'm a schoolia."
Yes.
No,
Do you
okay.
see how he's farther away than he was before?
That just means that B's able to move faster. What? That just means B reacted to him and
No.
moved faster.
No. So if Nagato, okay, so if all B does is turn around and slash at the ground, and Nagato goes from being directly behind him to being like 5 feet away from him, that shows Nagato was the one doing the movement
We don't know if
backwards.
he swinged at him. He just went in V2 and turned around. It does not
So
imply that.
it's hold on, it's shown by the fact that Nagato goes from being right behind him and then B puts his hand down where Nagato would have been behind him, and Nagato's now farther back.
You could just say while he's entering V2 and turning around, Nagato's able to move backwards like what, a meter, and is preparing for an attack. That's all you have to like. This is not. He does not attack. He just turns around. That's all he does. So base B is able to react to that Nagato quite well. Turns on V2, and then Nagato is scared that he's going to attack him. Walks backwards, is ready to absorb him.
So
That's
we
all
know
that
that.
shows.
Yo, Gas, can you talk with your chest out?
Sorry, I'm getting tired. Do you need me to repeat anything, Rising?
No, just from this point on.
Okay, my bad.
So we know that. Oh no, that was the later Nakato. I could just use. I'll use that later. What you call it? So you're saying that Nagato gets there, B becomes V2, and Nagato jumps back before B hits the ground.
No, I'm just saying like when I'm just saying as soon as he saw like B activate V2, he moves. And it takes
Right.
and there has to be at least some duration for B to activate V2. It's not instant. It's never implied to be like instant. It
I
has to have
mean,
at
we
least like
literally hold on.
it can
We
be fast.
literally
No,
see.
no, no, I'm making my
What?
point. Don't cut me off. It has to have at least some duration to like the like actual form.
So there's an amount of time that it takes for the cloak to activate on him, but it is effectively instant based on how it's always displayed. He literally is always shown going from either base or V1, and then or in one panel, and then just like here in the very next panel, just
Hmm.
flexing it on, just like how Naruto just flexes on KCM1.
Yeah, and then immediately after this, you're saying that like you can just say that B is able to react to Edo Nagato, and Edo Nagato is just able to react to the transformation. He doesn't react to an attack. He just reacts to the transformation activating. That's all he reacts to.
So if he can react to, or if he can jump back before V2B can go from not attacking to attacking him, then that shows Nagato being faster than the attacking B.
No, because this is directly contradicted in the next panel that I showed. He literally just hits him in the chest. Nagato is able
Right.
to
So
take.
he hold on. So he can do that while Nagato's mid-air and can't
You no,
effectively.
his foot is on the ground. Literally, you could see the back of his foot on the ground. He's
So
literally
it,
on the ground and then is kicked off the ground by B's attack. He's not midair. You cannot He literally
So
is standing on the ground.
that's either, if that's touching the ground, he's landing, but it looks like to me he's just jumping backwards.
He literally, okay, so okay. So what I implied was he's behind B. He turns around. B turns around and activates V2, and Nagato in response jumps backwards. And as soon as he touches the ground, B speed blitzes him. Like as soon as B is able to, he speed blitzes him, and Nagato takes the attack and then absorbs him.
So, okay, what I'm saying is that when when Nagato gets behind him, due to not only how consistently V2 has been shown to be essentially like a light switch in activation, just like pretty much every other cloak we've seen for the most part, and the fact that the panels are set up in such a way to show that it was essentially him activating V2 and immediately attacking Nagato by slamming the ground where Nagato was supposed to be, and Nagato just avoids that. And since B has his footing and Nagato does not yet have his footing, B takes advantage of that and clotheslines him.
That's not what is shown. Okay, so
Okay.
B is using that to prepare for an attack. He literally just slams his hand against the ground. If it was like a mid-air pointed towards him, it wasn't. He literally just slams his fist into the ground. That's all he does.
Okay,
His
and where
plan is
he slams his fist was where Nagato used to be.
no, Nagato used to be like right above his head, and then he just
That's what I'm saying. Is Nagato was right directly
he's
behind him.
mid-air. Why
B
would
is mid.
hitting the ground help? You're saying that
He,
hitting
so what I'm saying is that he swiped at Nagato. Nagato dodges, and instead of hitting Nagato, he hits the ground. He essentially goes to smash Nagato into the ground, and it doesn't work. And then, since Nagato's mid-air for him, conveniently, he just lariats him really quick, and then gets sucked up like immediately.
yeah, because he tanks the attack. He just tanks. The only thing in the scans that we've shown is Nagato's able to like tank a V2, and we don't
So
even know what
hold on,
happens
wait.
to his chest. No, this is my point. This is all. This is mine. You can't cut me off in the third. All we've seen is Nagato jumps backwards. As soon as he hits the ground, B speed blitzes him. Like he should be able to react. If he could react to it, he would have. But he just takes the attack and absorbs it. We've made our
Also,
points very clear. Let's go on to a different point.
also, even if no, yeah, that aside, with him being hit, whether or not it, or even if I steelman that it, no, I don't even have to steelman that. Him being hit by B in that instance could also have just been something Nagato wanted to do, because we see that he's able to suck B's chakra and regain his vitality.
You can't prove that. You just flat out can't. You can say that's your interpretation, but that's just you thinking. That's just something Nagato thought of as like, oh, he hit me. Let me absorb it. Like he didn't plan that out, and you have nothing to prove. As he said, oh, maybe I should absorb B's chakra or Naruto's chakra. If that was his plan, he would have said that or thought that earlier. But
Oh,
all
wait. Why would he have to think that or say
I'm
that out loud if
saying,
that was his
no,
plan?
I'm not saying that's what would happen. I'm saying there would be some implication that was his plan. You can interpret that's his plan, but there's no proof behind it. And so, invalid point.
Well, outside of the fact that what do you call it, that he avoided the first, what I'm calling an attack, just due to the spatial, like the positioning of how everything's lined up, and the the consistency with which V2 has been shown to be implemented. Um, and also on the lariat shows another reaction feat for Nagato being able to essentially, well, he gets like touched by the lariat, he's able to suck out B's V2 before B can curl his arm to actually finish it. So that just essentially be another reactionary feat for Nagato.
Are you implying? Are you talking about? Why does he need to like fully curl her? He just hits him.
So when the double lariat, we see him just go straight forward, but that's because it's acting literally like scissors. But when he attacks Sasuke, he curls his arm in order to make the attack work.
Are you talking
Because
about like when he
otherwise,
like launches him away?
when B lariat
Can you
lariat
send a scan
Sasuke,
for that real fast? I don't remember this scene too well. And
yeah,
also, actually,
he
I do want to
essentially
go on to
throws.
the point because we made our points very clear. And
Do
I'll,
not want the
I'll.
lariat.
You want to keep talking about? Okay, we can keep talking about this. I want to go into a different
It's
point.
up to you.
Yeah, I want to make a counter argument for this point and then go into a different one if that's fine with you. Because, or do you just want to? Because you brought up a different point. If you have any problems with like what I say about it, then just elaborate on it, and then we'll go to a different point. All right.
Word.
Okay.
Let's see.
So for the
To
curl or
find.
anything, that's not what I'm saying. Fine. He doesn't take the
Oh,
attack. After the attack is like hit, then he just reacts to it, absorbs it after the attack happens. He doesn't react to it before it, so the lariat would be faster to him.
yeah. So I already essentially made my point on that being, um, not him in like a dodging position, similar to when like Hanzo blew his legs up while he was landing
And I
or
explained why that
jumping.
makes sense. Yeah, and I explained why that doesn't. I already counted that, so we can go to a different point.
So that would be for um,
Reaction.
Nagato V2
Yeah, that just be
for
Nagato.
both of those games.
And now I need to
Um,
prove why Itachi's faster.
Faster than that.
Just faster than Nagato.
Okay.
Okay, so
So do well. Should
actually,
we
can we have the
like?
judges judge?
I was gonna say, is that important for us to like know? Because I feel like it would be.
I'm just scaling. I'm just doing what Itachi does against Nagato. So it doesn't really matter.
Okay. So which feet?
You know when Itachi's speed was his Nagato, right?
What are you talking about?
Dish. Okay, actually, let me send all the scans. Actually, no, that works. We'll start off with this one. Okay, let me send the other scan, and then I'll make my point.
Wait, I missed. Did y'all ask me to judge a point?
Yeah, the V2B point. If you have
Okay.
a judgment.
Well, the problem with that shit was is that you guys didn't really address the fact that both of you guys are going off of like an interpretation, and then neither is really proven the fact that their interpretation is the correct one, or use some sort of like, or or use superior rhetoric or whatever to win that point. So that's kind of hard for me to like judge. You know what I mean?
You just
Uh,
want to say it's neutral and go from there.
so that was
Yeah,
mostly
yeah, yeah.
neutral.
I would say it's neutral because
The oh,
I think Gaz kind of like wanted to move on, so he didn't have much reputation after giving his reputation initially. So I think the point just kind of didn't move anywhere. So I would be fine with that being neutral.
the problem I also do have is that Mono brought up a point of like B curling, like bench pressing Sasuke, and I know what he's talking about. But I don't know if that point wasn't like refuted or at all because I don't think Gaz like
Yeah,
understood what you meant.
So should I post that scan really quick? Since
Yeah, if you
that's
guys could just do that in like 5 minutes and not 30, that'd be dope.
bet. So Sasuke versus B. I'll just grab the fight and it's oh hey, look at that. That's bookmarked. So the lariat should be like 3 chapters in.
I just don't want.
Oh no, damn, that's just full on Gyuki mode. So it's the chapter before. Girl.
Girl. This is gonna be another long one, isn't it?
Gonna
Is
be,
that
what
what
the
she
fuck are
said?
you talking about? It's already 55 minutes.
No fucking way.
Let's see.
Two hours later.
See. Okay, so there's that. That's
That's the scan
that's
you
him,
want to show?
that's him getting boofed.
Okay, let me look at the scan. I'm just, well, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter that he fully curled his arm. He still is able to, like, react to the attack. Okay. Let me think about this. He is still able to react to the attack. And I'm just saying that just implies that after the attack it takes until after the attack for Nagato to, like, start absorbing. That's all I'm saying. I'm
Well,
not
he
saying
has to be in contact to do that.
he
Like
isn't.
that's his whole.
He's
That was his whole
literally
point.
touching
And
him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he can't absorb his chakra from the lariat until the lariat touches his chest.
So
Like
you're
that seems to have been his entire point in sneaking up on B was to suck his chakra.
he just wanted to attack me.
Yeah, I mean, if he just wanted to deal damage to B, he had ways to do that. But he chose to absorb his chakra instead.
No, I'm just saying you have nothing backing that up. It's just as soon as he touches him, he reacts to it. Also, hold up, there's like a surrounding, like, you know, when like the Path like absorbs shock, even like when he does it. Hold on, let me send this again. Hold on, let me, so I'm not talking on my ass.
Yeah, so when Preta absorbs ninjutsu, it's a barrier. But every time someone's absorbing chakra from a person, they're touching them.
But the chakra's surrounding him.
Okay, so like for example, Madara absorbing Hashirama, the Preta Path absorbing Nagato, or not Nagato, Naruto, Sasuke absorbing Naruto.
They're just different users of the technique.
They're all touching them while absorbing.
Wait, when does Madara like physically absorb chakra from people?
From Hashirama when he takes his sage mode.
Oh yeah. But those are like chakras like inside their body. While with B, it's like surrounding his entire body. You could say that's like its own jutsu. Well, like when Madara and
Okay,
Sasuke
so
jutsu, it's like from inside the body.
it's chakra that's essentially on top of slash coating their skin and coming. So like him
We don't
having
know
to
what the chakra
touch
is.
that, it's essentially like a skin of chakra or
Mm.
like a shirt of chakra. It's like a turtleneck of chakra.
Yeah, it's just an overlay of chakra. So he would. Oh fuck! You just can't react to the as he's like immediately gets speed blitz. Like it's not even like questionable. Like as soon as he turns around, he gets hit. Like he turns around and then he just gets hit. And you're implying if he didn't want to absorb his chakra, he would just fire a jutsu in that time, right? Or he would like at least be able to react to
So
him.
if he wanted to harm B, he had several different jutsu he could have used, but while he was sneaking up behind him in base,
I'm talking about like when he like backwalks, like when he backwalks and B turns around and then blitzes him.
when he's
And then,
jumping back, yeah, so there are jutsu he could have used in that time too. But not even then, just before he sneaks up directly
I'm not
behind
talking
B.
about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about holy shit. I'm tired. I'm talking about when he does a backwalk, like when Nagato starts backwalking, B practically immediately goes after him and hits him, and Nagato is like generally shocked. Kisame, we're debating mute mic. Thank you.
Right.
So practically, as soon as he like steps down on the ground, I already said this before. Just make it crystal clear. Not B immediately goes after him, and Nagato, after being initially hit, it starts absorbing chakra. So
Yeah,
he
I would
still
just
speed
say
blitzed
that
him either way. Doesn't matter if you wanted to absorb it or not. He still speed blitzed him.
I would just say that whether or not he wanted to absorb it, just the fact that Nagato wasn't in the proper position to perform an actual dodge, um,
I've already,
just makes it
I've
not a
already,
speed blitz.
yeah, but
Similar to the third Raikage. That's actually the exact position the third Raikage was in versus Naruto, except the third Raikage was facing backwards. And we saw the third Raikage dodge Naruto 2 times right before that.
that's completely off topic. And I already explained why it doesn't matter that he literally is staring at him and is standing on the ground.
Yeah, I'm saying he's not standing. He's not planted on the ground like you're saying he
He
is.
literally has his foot on the ground.
So not only can we not tell if his heel is on the ground because it's cut
We
off before
can.
we see the bottom of his foot or the ground, but also can you imagine having only the very bottom of your heel on the ground with your other leg back while you're either going backwards or landing from a jump and then trying to react to like a football player trying to tackle you in that position?
Yeah. Because then I'm trying to get my back foot on the ground. And then eventually I would get
Okay.
tackled.
Well, while you're falling and still getting feet on the ground, you cannot you can't fucking jump in another direction because you're recovering from your jump. You have like landing lag. Yeah, Nagato has landing lag there, essentially, if you understand what that means.
Landing. Wait, what did you say?
You know what landing lag is in video games, where it takes a second before you can like do something while you're landing?
Yeah.
That's effectively what's going on
Yeah,
here.
but that's from like high falls. That's like from very high places. Like
No,
when
it
you jump
doesn't
down.
matter what kind of jump you're landing from.
Yeah, no, it does imply on height, and he's not that high. He's literally just barely above B, and then eventually
You
moves a meter
you
away
don't
and is
you,
walking backwards. And while he's walking backwards, gets speed bumps. I have told you this multiple times. I do not want to keep arguing this. We're making the
okay.
exact same
So yeah,
arguments and they're circular.
we can leave that interpretation or that part of the interpretation, yeah, up to the judge.
Yeah. Do you guys want to judge it now or later?
Don't ask
Like
us
did that
that shit. You make that decision.
yeah, so did or I guess does that clarify it anymore from like what it was previously?
Are you asking me or are you asking Gaz?
You
Because
like
I don't like. I'm not judging your scaling. Your scaling can be hot ass cheeks. Like it can be. You can be trying to convince me that like a house cat can beat Madara, right? I
no, I
don't.
know.
It's about the debate. I'm just judging the
I,
debate.
I'm aware. I'm
Yeah.
saying, has your opinion on the neutrality of that point changed?
Honestly, no, because it's still basically looped back around. Like you, either one of you guys honestly could have called circular, because like it
I
just
did
got
call it
down.
circular.
Yeah, honestly, it just got back down to just we don't we don't see his footsies.
Well, yeah, that's why I just tried to liken it to the position the Raikage was in, just in reverse.
We don't
That
see
just
his footsies. It's unquantifiable.
yeah, this is well that one. It's just whatever kind of like we just don't know. And
We
neither one
don't
of you
know.
guys has like a convincing argument as to why it has to be your way.
So, guys, do you? I guess this is something we should have elaborated down in the beginning. Do you accept
I'm gonna
like
be muting myself real quick. Good.
anime shit that isn't contradictory to anything?
Why'd you ask?
So, do you accept the scenes from the anime that don't contradict scenes from the
Yeah,
manga?
only manga and data book.
Word. I was gonna say even the fucking anime shows
I don't know
things like
shit from
that.
the anime.
Yeah. So outside of that, I don't really think.
I'll
Um,
go over.
yeah, I
Okay,
don't
so
really
that
think we're
point's
gonna have
neutral. Nobody
anything
gets
new
points
for
for it.
that.
Yeah. All right. I will go on to my point that I posted. It's the 2 points before the screenshots we sent. Well,
Okay, so
I put
I
them in the wrong
s-
order. I sent them in the wrong order. That's my bad.
so I see him cutting his arm off. Why does that matter?
Why does it matter? Okay, so Itachi with the Susanoo. Okay, so we agree if your vision gets cut off, like you would notice it, right? Like, like we agree with that, right? Like if your vision got cut off, you would notice it. Correct?
Um, it depends on how peripheral that vision is. So it because like there are times where you can just not notice things going on in your peripheral vision.
No, I'm not saying that you don't notice things. I'm saying that like you literally can no longer see because like when Nagato is able to use like his summonings to see in other areas, but like let's say those like when they
Yeah,
die,
so
you would
like
probably notice.
if your vision goes black, sure, you would notice.
You would notice, right? Okay, so they go black. He should have noticed and then try to prepare for Itachi to attack if he could react to it, but he doesn't. Itachi immediately throws kunai at the chameleon and like whatever the fuck the other thing is, like Demon King, and then immediately cuts the arms between them. Like even if he could have reacted, he would have made at least some notion. But he's even shocked when Itachi does it, applying a speed blitz. So at least at the bare minimum, Itachi with Susanoo is faster than Itachi, or not Itachi, Nagato.
Okay, so what necessitates like what do you expect Nagato to have done against a blind spot attack in that moment to indicate that he can react to it?
I'm saying he didn't do anything about it. I'm not saying,
Okay.
and he's
I don't
shocked
think
when it happens. And you already think like when I went blacked out, and like when his eye blacked out, he would notice it.
okay.
But it
So
happened so fast, and immediately afterwards, he can't even react to that, and then can't react to Itachi cutting the arms.
for starters, a couple of things. Um Not only could Itachi have timed his Susanoo attack to be the literal moment directly after his kunai attack, making it effectively the same moment. But outside of that, there's like the question of so you're saying Nagato would have the onus to do something in that situation, even given the amount of or given an amount of time to do something, which I don't really see what you're implying he should do to imply that. like he's in the middle of holding two people, draining chakra, and like he now has normal vision and so has like a bunch of blind spot. So you there like what do you expect him to do? Jump in a random direction or like
First up, so much shocking to me, but whatever, I'll roll with it. First off, about the you cannot prove that they happen at the same time. All we see is the chameleons are gone and Itachi already attacked them. That's all we can play. The vision's gone and Itachi already attacked them. That's all we can see, right? You cannot prove that they happened at the same time. So, first off, that's gone. Second
okay,
off,
so
what do you expect Nagato to do? What Nagato, I expect him to at least somewhat try. Why would he just stand there and let them get cut
try
off? He would at least try
try
to move, summon.
okay, so two
Like, at least
things.
move. He doesn't even move or cast a jutsu or anything. He just stands there, and then after he gets hit, there's a shocked expression as there's a exclamation point by his face, shocked that this happened.
Okay, so first, the timing of Itachi's attack matters. So if you're saying that he like didn't go to make his attack until after the summons were hit in the eyes, implying a blitz, then you'd like have to indicate that. But it's entirely possible that that wasn't even what happened.
What? Can you
So
repeat?
essentially, so essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're saying Itachi threw the kunai, waited for them to land, and then launched his attack, all before Nagato could process this. What I'm saying is that it's
Are you
essentially
saying that
equal.
Itachi was able to cancel out his vision and then immediately attack him right afterwards, and Nagato couldn't even react to them getting like their eyes blacked out because it happened so fast. Nor could he react to like their arms being cut off. Because if he saw their vision cut off, he would have at least tried to move. That is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, do you have no way to show that moving into your blind spot where you don't know if an attack is coming is advantageous? That would actually be advantageous for you to do because you could just be jumping backwards into a trap. Not only that, I'm trying to remember what the first thing it is you said. Oh yeah, him moving in general in a random direction would just be less optimal than him waiting to see what to do next. And
But
if
then,
what happens next comes from a blind spot, then that's not a speed feat. He's just being attacked from a blind spot, which is
that's not
what
true.
Kabuto specifically says he does.
Kabuto says that he's able to attack the blind spots of the summons, not Nagato himself. I'll show the scan
So
if you want
him,
me to. Hold on, let me get the
so
scan.
him coming from a
Hold
direction
on, hold
that
on, hold on, hold on.
Nagato.
Please hold on. Let me send the scan. So this is very clear.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. He imagines a picture of their eyes being hit with kunai. What I'm saying is, fuck, what was I saying? Um, oh, right. Him throwing the kunai, especially in the specific ways he has the ability to throw kunai as shown on screen. Um, he could have easily just timed his attack to happen along with the severing of the eyesight, um, in order to maximize his ability to attack from a blind spot,
All we see.
being off from Nagato's side.
Nagato, that worthless bastard.
What?
Leave him alone.
You know what I'm quoting. Lona, you were the one who sent me that shit. Like, that shit was funny as fuck.
You should not. Oh, Nagato?
You remember
I'm
when
trying
you
to.
had that like bad translation? It said Nagato, that worthless bastard, or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, the
Oh,
Kabuto
yeah.
scan, the Kabuto thing. Yeah, I remember that.
This is funny as fuck.
That might not even be a mistranslation. Kabuto was really pissed.
Alright, so we do not know how the kunai got thrown. All we know, the kunai hit the things, and I'm saying
Hmm.
he would have noticed if like his vision got cut off from them, and he would have at least like shown some recognition that they got cut off. But all he does is literally stand there and then after he gets hit, he is surprised.
Oh, it's entirely
Implying
possible that he did react. Hold up. Because it like zooms in on his eye right before he gets his arm chopped off. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it does, and it's an exclamation mark, implying that
No, no, I'm
he's
not. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying before he gets his arm cut off.
yeah, that's him like using Renegon Jutsu
How do you know?
because he immediately puts a fucking cannon in B's face, and it starts
His
charging up.
eye. So that happens before it zooms in on his eye. Like the cannon is charging. Here, I'm gonna post it. I love the fact that Nagato is Iron Man. That will forever be one of my favorite concepts to ever happen in Naruto. By the way.
That he is fucking yeah, it's so busted. Why is that reversed on my screen? What the Oh no, wait. Oh no, it isn't. I'm retarded. No, because he shoves the cannon in his face, and then he opens his eyes.
Yeah, that could have just
That
been
should be
him
using
realizing his. No, what I'm saying is that I mean that's the only eye that's visible, so that's gonna be. But yeah, that could just be him noticing that his fucking vision was cut off.
But then that's contradicted because he's surprised when it happens. When
I
Itachi.
mean, I'd be surprised if my arm suddenly got chopped off too.
That's not what I'm saying. I am saying he's surprised Itachi did that. He's surprised Itachi could do that. Because he immediately goes through, cuts the arms, and then grabs him. And grabs B and Naruto. And there's nothing to imply. Like, the thing that you said, there's nothing to imply. It's just focusing up on his eye. That can imply he's using Rinnegan Jutsu. That can imply the point you said. It is literally, you were just using that for your argument. And there's more definitive proof to say that that he is surprised and shocked, as most likely during manga. There's exclamation marks right next to people's heads when they are surprised. And he's directly staring at Itachi when he does it. It's like, oh wow, he was able to speed blitz me. And Kabuto even notes on the scan that I sent before that Nagato isn't known for his mobility. He's not
Yeah,
known
he
for being
can.
fast.
Okay,
I'm saying that he can react to base Itachi, but not react to Susanoo Itachi, which totally
so okay, if two things. One, or you said something. Repeat what you said about the instance of him cutting his arm off.
what do you mean? He just has an exclamation part of his face, and that's what manga usually uses as surprise, like being shocked. That's just him being shocked.
Yes, that could just be him being shocked by the fact that his arm is being chopped off, not the
He's
fact
being
since
controlled
that
by
comes from a direct. Huh?
Why would he be? He's literally. Why would he be surprised? he
That his arm
literally.
got cut off.
No, he's surprised that he got speed blitzed, and his
Why
arms
is
got
it
caught.
that? Hold
He's
on. Why
literally.
is so? Why is his surprise? So you're predicating this being a blitz on the fact that like there's some sort of delay between his vision being cut off and his arm being cut off, and him reacting to his arm being cut off, and you're implying that he didn't react to his vision being cut off. Not only did I show a scan that could be him reacting to his vision being cut off, but on top of that, um,
Could be.
there's still nothing to, or what you call it. I provided an instance in which, because we know Itachi's attacking from a direction in which Nagato isn't looking. We've already established that jumping in a random direction would be
Isn't Nagato
would
a
be
sensory
dis
type?
a sensory. So you're not always sensing for people's chakra at all times.
I'm just asking. I wasn't using that as
He
an
he he is a
asking.
sensory type, but
Okay, that's all I care about.
most consistently, in order for that to matter, like they have to be actively trying to do that.
Okay.
Um, and so those last two things, But on top of that, yeah, I've still provided the fact that it's entirely possible that it would be the most advantageous method of attack for Itachi to have timed his chop as close to the severing of the vision as possible.
But
So
he
it would
didn't.
just literally be an attack coming from a blind spot.
It isn't. He literally would like notice his vision cut off, and then would like at least like look around. Like if you lost your vision of like your things that look around for you, wouldn't you try to look around? But no, he doesn't even react to it. It just focuses on his eye, which could mean multiple things, as I said. And then right after he got Speed Blitz, he is surprised. So
So
there is
there,
more proof for my
so,
argument than your argument because you're
so there,
relying on that it focuses on his eye, and
so
I
no,
said that does
there's
not
two,
prove your point.
there's two things. If what happened was Itachi timed his attack the way I said he did, then Nagato not reacting to it because it comes from a blind spot doesn't matter. So him not looking around wouldn't matter to
Already,
that point.
already disproved why that makes no sense. Because you're saying he's
Why?
coming from a okay, so what you're saying is that he
Mhm.
hit kunai, like, and you're saying that he got rid of the vision and then attacked at the same time. Is that
So he timed his chop to come at Nagato at a point in time that would be immediately following his kunai hitting their targets.
can you prove that?
I'm saying that's not only possibly what could happen because we know how skilled, or we see specifically Itachi being able to have that level of mastery over kunai, and outside of that,
I isn't a fucking kunai. Oh, you're talking about the kunai. He's not okay. I thought you were talking about the okay. My bad. I misinterpreted.
yeah, you're good. And What you call it? And we know that Itachi, knowing that he needs to save Naruto and B, would take the most advantageous action that, and at least he could think of, and him timing the attack in the best way possible to make sure it's in a blind spot and give Nagato as little time to react as possible would be in the way that I mentioned.
So you're just saying the most logical thing is that Itachi threw his kunai, and then as soon as the kunai hit the eyes, he speed blitzed. Or
Not
he attacked.
blitzed, but cut his arm off from a blind spot. Yeah.
Yeah, but true. If his reaction time is like above, because you're saying his reaction time's above Itachi, right? You
Um,
you
his
believe he
com
can
I
react?
had his movement slash combat above um base B and Itachi was what I was arguing for.
Okay. First off, holy shit. First off, oh fuck. We know the Susanoo can amp speed. Shown to
Why?
have the Kabuto. Give me a second. I'll explain why. As shown in this scan, as he's able to do that. As okay, so B can react to Itachi earlier in the fight. Nagato can react to B, but Nagato can't react to his vision getting cut off, and then seeing a Susanoo arm, as it should. Yeah, he does. You should see it. As and
Why?
then
It's
no,
coming
no, no,
from
let me
the
talk.
side.
I didn't finish. I didn't finish. My bad. Holy shit! I'm stumbling over my words. I'm so tired. I'm just gonna give this point, and then we can go into like something else. Holy shit! I'm getting tired. I want to finish this.
Oh, you need
So
coffee? Like what?
what?
Do you need coffee? Like what?
Yeah.
Go get some coffee, my man. Like,
Oh fuck! I'm getting no. Do I even have coffee here? No, I don't. Fuck.
Fired. You're fired.
I'm fired. I'm losing my job as a debater. Okay, so we made our points clear, right?
um,
You want to go? You want to have them judge this point?
Yeah, so I just off of the very last thing you said, I just don't think he has any reason to have seen that Susanoo coming, seeing as how not only was it coming from off to his right side, a blind spot, but also it's coming from the direction that he has an eye covered with, too. So it's not even like he could see through his hair. So yeah, that's just like an extra reason why there's no reason he should have seen it. So Itachi could have set it up to have timed it best. No, he could have set it up to time it to where he hit the instant after the vision is severed, which I feel like I've shown would be most likely what he would do, just because it would give him the best chances of saving Naruto and B if he did so.
Okay. And my reputation of that is that that Itachi, he should have noticed that the blind spot's turned off, right? Because you have not disproved he should have noticed that and then expected an attack. He doesn't expect an attack at all, and then when he gets attacked, he is surprised, like physically. And he shows nothing that he noticed of the summonings being taken away. All we see is just him being surprised of what happened. And also, you can't see through the right side of your hair when it's covering your eye. Done it before. You can't see to your
I
right.
I used
Even
I used to have pretty long dreadlocks, and when I would wear them in front of my face, um, and like since they were noodles, like they had cracks in them that I could barely see through, depending on how short they were. Like one towards before I cut them, there was essentially no seeing through them. But with Nagato's hair, it's just a solid blocking of line of sight there.
I literally have hair covering my right eye right now. I can see fine.
Okay. You got cracks there. Nagato don't look like you have any cracks there.
I have very clear. I do have a brush. I will brush it right now and see. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be able to see through the right side. It's a bad point. Anyways, alright, we made our points. Different point. You, Rising, can we judge this point?
On what? Like,
The Itachi.
Whether whether or not this was a blitz, I guess was the overarching theme.
give me like, because there's a lot. Give me like either one of your base claims in 2 sentences, so that I can like figure out like which one of you guys represented your point best.
Okay. I will go first. What I think happened is Itachi was able to cut off the vision, and before Nagato could notice that his vision got cut off, he was able to speed blitz Nagato, and Nagato shows visual shock from that as the exclamation right next to his face.
No, it's not two
Implying
sentences, but okay.
it was 2.5.
All right, Mono.
My point essentially is that Itachi probably could, or Itachi could have, in I have shown not only could he, but most likely would have timed his attack to where it would have landed directly after the instant his vision got cut. Like if you're blinded and then immediately slapped in the face, there's not much time to react.
Okay. Oh, basically, you're arguing that he like preemptively did one attack and then did the other.
Yeah, it was like a combo essentially.
Okay, I do not really remember Gas refuting that. I really remember him.
You never brought it up as a combo. What do you mean?
Oh, you never brought that up, so that's why he didn't refute it. Then I
You never brought it up. That was a combo. He just said he threw
Hold on,
kunai
wait.
into him.
Hold on. The way that I've been describing it this entire time is as a combo. I just didn't use the word combo until just now.
All I
That's
remember
true.
you say
That's true.
is that
That's
he
fair.
threw kunai and then he hit him with the Susanoo hand. If you meant that they
Right.
did it at the same time,
Which is like a combo.
Hold
well,
on.
I
No,
didn't.
what I was saying exactly was that he timed his Susanoo chop to hit the instant after the kunai took the vision away,
I did disprove this. I remember now.
which is
Okay.
a combo.
Yeah, and I disproved it. I said that he threw the kunai. No, fuck.
Anyway, Rising, what were you saying?
Yeah, I did disprove that. I think I
Okay,
did.
so I don't. This is going on really long. I'm trying to focus, guys, but as far as I'm aware, Gas did not disprove that possibility. So I would say that that would have to go to Mono.
I agree. I think Mono explained it well. That made sense.
All right, go on to the next 40-minute point.
I want to go to bed. Rising, how long is this?
Just do win cons and then conclusions.
So,
Debater
um,
time.
so I guess one I know would be short would be Nagato blitzing B. Do you have any contentions with that? Base B with his arms.
Huh? What did you say?
Did you have any contention with Nagato being above base B because he blitzed him?
When did he blitz him?
When B tried attacking Nagato and Nagato was able to blitz him and stop him, like
From
before B could
above?
do anything. Yeah.
I've already said that I think in travel to and combat speed, Nagato isn't relative to him, but Nagato can react to all their attacks.
So for him to be able to move his arms fast enough to blitz, like, okay, so the arms are coming straight at him from his field of vision. So for them to be able to grab him without him doing anything for it suggests that they blitzed them.
You just caught him, man.
Yes.
Can you show the scans?
Yeah. Kind
Back.
of. Catches a sword chop and everything.
Yeah, he jumps on him, and then he just grabs him, man. I told you he can react to him. He just moved his arms up and grabbed him. That's all he did. And then playing
Right.
reaction speed, he can react to him.
Before
That's what
B
he's supposed to have.
can counter those arms,
Yeah, he's
which
able to
means
react to him, move
he
his
was able.
arms into the place where he thinks they're gonna fall, and then just grabs them. And then he's locked
Okay. And
there.
then he grabs B before B can react to that attack.
He what?
Yes, Nagato grabs B so fast B can't react.
He's just shocked that he can react. Yeah, he could just his reaction speed. B didn't think he had that. Okay. I'm
What do you
saying
mean
he
his
can react
reaction
like
speed?
moving around. I'm talking about moving around. I know like while standing still he can react and like neutralize B and Naruto, as this is shown. I'm saying moving around he cannot be as fast. I'm fine with him reacting to this.
What do you mean moving around he can't do this? What's the difference?
Because like I'm talking about like his I'm talking about I don't know how to explain it. Hold up.
Like what I'm saying is that if they're standing toe to toe and they're boxing, Nagato's hands are moving faster than B can counter.
Yeah, B he would just be able to block all of his attacks. That's what I'm saying. Nagato would just be able to block the attacks.
No, what I'm saying is that Nagato could throw attacks at B that B
He
can't
doesn't
counter
throw
because he's
attacks. He
too
just
slow.
reacts to it and counters it. He doesn't throw
So
in a
do you
single
do you
attack.
not think someone going to choke you is not an attack?
That's him
Why?
reacting to an attack and then countering attack because B is done.
Yes, he's counterattacking, and B can't react to that attack.
That's not what I meant. I'm just saying he just catches B, and one of the
Yes.
hands is on his neck, and
Yep.
B is shocked that he did that. B is shocked
Yes.
that he could react or see him, as he thought it was a stealth attack because he didn't know about the the POV thing for pain.
Okay, so the fact that he was looking at Nagato while this happened and they come at him from the direction he's looking at means that even though they were in his direct field of vision on his target, they still moved so fast that he could not react.
What would it be done there?
I used 8 tails, tentacles, shifted his arms. We know that B is very agile mid-air because that's his entire sword fighting style.
You're just saying. Okay. So where you're just. Well, how would that change it? If Nagato just looks up, is like, okay, he's there, and then grabs him, and B's like, holy shit, you grabbed me. I didn't know about that.
What do you mean I didn't know about that?
I'm talking about B. I'm talking about like a
Didn't
B.
know about the arms in his direct line of
Yeah,
sight?
he didn't
I
know
don't.
that. Yeah, no, he didn't know about the two arms because doesn't he summon the second arm after B comes down?
So yes, he summons the extra arms so quickly that B cannot react to them.
So you're saying that B could react to them, B would be able to cut him.
Yes,
That's
or
fine.
block them, prevent
Yeah,
himself from
that's
being
that's
choked, stuff
Jutsu
like
speed.
that.
That's fine. His normal speed. That's fine.
It's the speed with which he's using his arms to grab someone's neck.
Yeah, he just summons an arm. The arm. We don't know if the arm moved. That's like the normal position of those arms, is it not? Yeah,
No,
just
it
came out of his
shows
back and
movement.
grabs his neck. That's all it does.
It shows movement lines.
That's fine. Wait, when does it show movement lines?
Like it's on his arms. It has the hash marks. It has the same movement lines B's sword does.
Wait, are you on your phone right now? I just realized that.
Yes.
Do you not have a PC?
Not one. The one I use for work, I haven't downloaded Discord.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And my PC broke down months ago.
Didn't
I can
know.
take screenshots though. Like both B and Nagato are covered in movement lines.
Yeah, he moved and then grabbed his neck. He just
Yes.
reacts to his attack. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, you
He's
both
the
said your
strongest.
points a couple times.
Yeah.
I think
So
you can.
let's
I think you can move
yeah,
on to either another win con for one of you two, or just go to conclusions.
okay. So that's speed essentially for Nagato at this point.
Yeah, we
Is
already heavily
him.
covered speed. Win
Let's
con.
see. So that was him over B, him
For B
over
only.
yeah, pretty much mostly B. Um okay. So did you have anything else for Itachi speed?
Hold up. I'm so tired, dude. I don't know if I want to. Actually, no. Ooh, I just woke up. Ooh, standing up does help.
Facts.
I just like stood up and I'm like, oh, I'm awake now. Where is that gonna be?
Or did you want to move on to like hacks or something?
I'm gonna do one more speed argument for Itachi, and then I will go on to
Present to me your speed scaling.
Gatchu. Where is the attack?
You want me to get it for you?
Get
I'm
what?
pretty sure I know what it is.
I'm actually starting to grow gray hairs.
Why did you have to tell us this?
I mean,
Here's
it
what.
happens.
That's not what I meant, you fucks, man. There's how long the debate's going on.
How long is this debate?
It's an
That's
hour and 40 minutes.
my
It's
longest
almost the
debate.
second hour.
We're
Jeebus.
going on to
Bro,
number
this is longer than
3.
my first debate with Brycops.
So is what is this showing
Hold
for
on, let me plug
Itachi?
in my laptop and grab my mouse. Hold up. Okay. Ooh, shit. Okay. So what I'm saying is Itachi is able to speed blitz, or practically, yeah, is able to run behind B, right, and has to tell B that he's behind him, or not. He would have just got an attack off. He would have got the fire shuriken off, and then eventually he has to tell B that he's behind him, and then B has to turn around and react to it. So normally B would not be able to react to an attack from Itachi in base, and this is like 3 Tomoe. This is even like Mangekyo or Susanoo.
So that's Oh, that's Itachi getting behind B after a diversion from the summonings, so I don't really think that matters.
No, it wasn't a diversion. The summonings don't even attack.
The summonings don't have to attack to be obscuring his line of sight from Naga or from Itachi.
Why does his
Like
line of
Nag,
sight matter? He
what do you
literally has
mean?
to go behind him. Where was Itachi
Yes.
before
So
this? Itachi is literally in front of him.
Itachi. Okay, so Itachi was standing right next to Nagato before that summoning, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then Nagato summons these two, like what? One, two, like 50-foot tall creatures in a cloud of smoke, right? And we see that the smoke went all the way up to the top of them too, because we see smoke dissipating from up there. So we know that not only were there two hulking bodies, but a gigantic cloud of smoke. So Itachi could have just used that to dip out into the woods like the crackhead he is, because he has. Oh, he does have a nose. Better res scan. Never mind. Damn. Never mind. Um, he could have used that diversion from the summoning and just gotten behind B that way.
Yeah, but he's still able to cover that distance. And
Yeah.
ooh, fuck.
And
He still should have been able to sense him, as he should have been ready for an attack, as he sees two big fucking birds right in front of
yeah,
him.
he can be ready for an attack and not expect Itachi to be behind him because of the diversion. Like,
Hold up.
not only that, but then we see them clash relatively when Bede pulls out his eight swords. On top of that, B reacts to um, B after being put under a genjutsu, is snapped out of it and reacts to an attack launched mid genjutsu.
The shuriken. Why would the shuriken scale to Itachi?
You know that when you throw things, they move faster than you do.
There's also three Tomoe.
I'm not sure why that matters.
You get an amp when you get a Mangekyo. And then
Okay, so I'm gonna warn you that this is going to completely derail the debate. I do not believe that. I don't think activating your Mangekyo speed.
can we just agree to disagree? I don't want to do this.
I mean, I guess if it's not relevant to your point,
I'm just
um,
saying, like, Mangekyo stronger than three Tomoe. Because if it wasn't, then why the fuck would somebody get the Mangekyo?
because it lets you not only perceive things better, but it also gives you stronger genjutsu and it unlocks special ninjutsu. So
So it amps his speed.
that seems that none of that involved speed.
What was your first point? Repeat it.
I said it gives you better genjutsu.
No, you said a point before that.
Um, it lets you perceive things better.
Yeah, so it would amp your speed.
Perceiving things better is not an amp to physical speed. It's an amp to your reaction time, but those are different.
No, they aren't. No, they are. Hold up, hold on. I'm saying since he can react to things better, that allows him to be faster. And also, he gets amps from the Uchiha Master. Oh, fuck, that doesn't apply to his Mangekyo, that just applies to him. So, the Mangekyo, as you said, would amp his, like, reaction speed, which allow him to move faster at faster speeds. Okay?
Oh no, so it would let him predict things more accurately, but the speed with which he moves his body remains the same. He moves sooner, but not faster.
It's still just him throwing Shuriken in three Tomoe.
No, I would so
And
the
he has
part
better
where
beats than Mangekyo anyways. So it doesn't even
what
matter.
better speed feats does he have in Mangekyo in this fight?
The point that I already brought up, but I don't want to bring it up again. Because this entire thing is circular. Oh, fuck. Why am I so tired, dude?
So
I'm just saying, three Tomoe is able. Holy shit, I'm about to fucking concede. I'm so tired. Since Itachi is able to throw, like, okay, you could say for the fire style, like the fire shell shuriken, that would be like faster because he's amping it with his jutsu. But for the crows, it's just he just wakes him up, and also like the swords take no time to come out. So saying that like it's just him throwing basic shuriken at him, and also it takes no time for Kisame or not Kisame, B to get the swords out. So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is B is so fast, he's able to counter these shuriken, which are, as you said, amped in speed.
no, I said the
From
fire style ones are.
right. Oh, so the ones. Hold on, aren't the ones he throws at him after the genjutsu also fire amped or no?
No.
Okay. Regardless, shuriken, which move faster than the person who throws the shuriken, B was able to react to it, not only the attack itself, but after being handicapped by being paralyzed. So he
Who?
essentially like
He's
double
paralyzed.
reacts to it.
He isn't paralyzed. He gets knocked out of the jutsu. What do you mean?
Yeah, he gets knocked out of the
As soon
jutsu
as he
after
gets
he's
shoved in
already.
it, he gets like he literally gets an indication that there's going to be a genjutsu, and then Gyuki wakes him up. Like literally, the shuriken like are just thrown when he gets knocked out of the jutsu, so no, he's not paralyzed.
Um,
I'll show the scan.
let's see. So the crows are coming towards him
Yeah, so they just started moving,
at
and
the
then they get
beginning of the
knocked out.
page.
No, the crows go opposite directions, and then they go towards him, and because that's the genjutsu. And then when the genjutsu's turned off, they say shuriken. This is like as you say, when he has to like pull out different weapons or change it to different forms, it takes a little time to do that. It's just like a really quick change. So B is
Okay.
just he could just like Samehada, and then they just pop out, and then he just grabs them.
So
Also, I'm pretty
let
sure
me
those
give you an example.
are
Would you
ones.
agree that they're roughly at maximum like 30 to 40 feet away?
Why would they be 30 feet away?
30 to 40 feet away? Just like as a rough estimate, based on the fact that I don't think more than like 5 killer bees could lay down and traverse the distance between the tentacle and. Oh,
What's your
hold on,
Yeah,
you
but
might
that's a
not be
big
looking.
man.
a big ass man?
He's not more than 7 feet, so that'd be like
Or
if
that?
B was 7 feet tall and there are 4 bees there, that's only 20 feet. So saying 30 would be like
That's
extra.
21 feet.
Well, yeah, I
No,
know,
that's
but
28 feet.
oh yeah, 28. Duh, that was 3 I did. So yeah, so 30 would be roughly still again what I said.
It would be 4 bees away. So
4
it's
killer bees
decent.
away.
So it's a decent
If
amount
I
away.
were
As
so
the shuriken go backwards, as shown with the fucking crows.
So what I'm saying is impressive is that at that distance, not this is the equivalent of him reacting to, hold on, how many shuriken is that? 3, 6, 8 exactly. Oh wow, that's hilarious. Hold on. Nope, there's some tiny ones too. Those are the what
Those are the fire
Kishimoto
shuriken.
has a hold on, yeah, Kishimoto has a good attention to detail. Those are the fire shuriken.
Those are the fire shuriken.
So yeah, 8 shuriken that he threw in that instance. So it'd be the equivalent of having somebody 30 feet away. So that's Jesus, that's only 10 meters. Um, Throwing 8 baseballs at you and you having the time to reach into your duffel bag, put 8 swords into your crevices. Hold on, 3, 6, yeah, 8,
Crevices.
and then
That isn't
hit
his
all of those
shuriken say,
shuriken.
you fucking ass.
You said, huh?
Rising and common grounds. Isn't that B? Is that B site?
Hold on.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm getting
yeah.
distracted.
So he essentially from 10 meters. Killer Bee is not 20 feet fucking tall. I'm so mad at you. Um.
What are we talking about?
Anyway, It would be the same essentially as you cutting 8 baseballs in half at the same exact time from a pitcher 30 feet away.
But that's saying that like he has one sword. He literally just has to react to one shuriken because he has 8
One,
different swords. As if he had
well, he
one
has
sword
to.
and he knocked all 8 away, then yeah, sure. And also
He
to
has to.
support my claim, there's another one where a bee tries to attack him, and Itachi is just constantly reacting and avoids him and jumps away onto the bird.
Yeah, they're clashing there though, because you can see the
It's
impact
not
marks.
clash. No, that's literally just him swinging around.
No, I'll bring. Hold on, I'll bring it. His blood type is B. That is pretty funny. So,
Nipping towards.
no, I almost said verbatim. It explicitly shows clash marks as that's happening.
Can I show this in 30 art? I can.
I'll bring those up here. Also, since we established that B is relative to Naruto, and Naruto was relative to Itachi, that would just support B being relative to Itachi.
Oh, fuck. And base? Sure. Susanoo? No, it's beat. Hmm. No, that's just
See,
him swinging a sword around. I like zoomed up on it. It's just him swinging his sword around. And
hold
then
on,
that
I'll
supported
circle
even
D.
more as when B attacks, Itachi literally just jumps out.
So I'll show you the impact marks. I'm gonna circle them.
I know what the impacts are. They're like the fucking like line things, right?
Right, the little puffs, the little sparks you see,
Like the tornado things or like
they're around the tornadoes. It looks almost like demented speech bubbles.
where's a crayon? Let me use a crayon. Crayon. Why is this so bad? Talking about these. I just want to copy this. That's all I want to do.
Here.
You talking about this?
Yes, those.
Yeah, I know. That could just be him like hitting random things, and that only happens a couple of times. That's
Random things? What
not
random
random
thing?
things. Not random things. It could just be because how many times did it do it? 1, 2, 3,
So
4,
it's like
6, 7, 8,
2, 4, 6, several times.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, that's actually consistent. Why is that actually consistent? There's 8 of like the marks, and there's 8
Also,
tornadoes.
hold on. And
I'm
and
actually
then in
impressed.
this and then in the scan where it shows him jumping, you see 2, 3 more impact marks. The one directly below the picture of Naruto with the exclamation point.
Oh, where's the
That's just
oh? That's just him. Yeah, no, B just hits the ground and Itachi jumps out of the way.
no, they're above B's head.
The fuck? Those aren't impact marks. That's just the fuck. Oh my god, dude. That's just the tornado.
Bro,
No, there's no tornado. No, they're diamonds. Never mind. Well, what are those
it
from then?
even
I did the
says
same one
ka-ching.
before.
Hold on. It even says ka-ching, signifying metal on metal contact.
So you're saying that they hit each other and then Itachi jumped out of the way?
Yeah, I'm saying that they were clashing, and then Itachi fled,
And that's with
and
a 3.
then
Tomoe. I don't want to do this debate anymore.
but yeah, so that's
We're gonna win cons.
okay. So what do you think Itachi's win
Sukuyomi.
cons are?
What does he
Okay,
do
here
about
you
Sukuyomi?
Sukiyomi.
Sukuyomi. Yeah.
he can he can either avoid looking directly at his eyes, or he can avoid looking directly at his eyes, and then round start. Um, he could round start Shinra Tensei, which since Nagato, at least for my scaling, is above Itachi by a couple steps, and Shinra Tensei is significantly faster than the user. I just think that that would essentially blitz Itachi.
So you're saying he would just Shinra Tensei him over and over again?
He could blast him with a Shinra Tensei. Um, he could throw Itachi in the air with Bancho Tenin and then and then hit him with Planetary Devastation.
I'm not even gonna argue against planetary devastation. Nah,
like he can
that's
literally just use
that's true.
telekinesis to throw him into the air so he can't avoid.
I mean, when does he have telekinesis?
That's how he throws Hinata into the air.
That's pain.
Well, and
That is pain. Why? When does Madara use telekinesis? When does Sasuke use telekinesis? When does Obito use telekinesis? When does
none of
Nagato
them
use
ever feel the
telekinesis?
need to.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not them.
Why?
Nagato is pain. He gives
If
pain their
Sasuke,
jutsu.
if Sasuke could use telekinesis, he could just throw Naruto around like a ragdoll and
He hadn't
defend.
Kurama literally says he hasn't mastered his Rinnegan yet.
No, it doesn't show. Nagato mastered his Rinnegan and he couldn't use telekinesis, or he doesn't use it.
He did
But
through
still,
pain.
no, I'm talking about in his real life body. So you're
And,
just saying,
and
are you
are
just
you
implying
saying he loses his Rinnegan powers in his normal body?
in Edo Tensei? I'm talking about in this debate, like, well, when he fights Casey of Naruto and B, he doesn't use it, right?
So, yes, he does. He uses Bancho Tenin on Naruto.
You're saying telekinesis. That's like a jutsu that comes with the Diva Pack.
What he uses on Hinata was Bancho Tenin. He just throws her up in the air. And even if it wasn't specifically Bancho Tenin, you'd have to explain why the person who gives Tendo
Alright.
his jutsu doesn't have Tendo's jutsu.
Alright, let's just go on closing statements.
Okay. So,
So tired.
um,
I want to get this over with.
I think that essentially shown that Nagato's outspeeding Itachi, and then he can just toss him into a rock in the sky.
I think.
Uh,
Can I go?
sure.
I think Itachi's relative to good speed, and he would hit him with Tsukuyomi.
So, is
Nah,
I think that should be it for
yeah.
now.
Yep. Okay. Rising, you can go first.
God, I love
Mono
how
win.
you just like Nolo is just like God Rising, you got it, and then as soon as I'm done judging, you'll be like, yeah, good job, Rising, yeah, I agree. Cool.
What do you want me to go first?
No, I'll go fuck you. No, I mean honestly, like there was really no reason that needed to be 2 hours because the second Mono brought up, like literally, you guys were 10 minutes into the convo, and me and Nalo were talking to each other, and we're like, as soon as Chibaku Tensei is brought up, that's easy. Like there's just no defense against it. And then Mono waited for the last fucking 2 minutes to bring it up. And then instantly Gas is like, I'm not even gonna contest Chibaku Tensei.
Like, I am so tired.
Well,
Like, I am like
so
mentally really tired right now.
I'm just
If
I
we
saying.
mean,
did this like during the day, I
That's just like a
probably would have been.
strategy. Like Mono's just draining you down and get the W.
I'm such.
Mono just like drew at speed.
You drained them just like Nagato on one.
Like during our
Yeah, I
speed
was gonna
phase,
say I
we
just
were
pulled a
actually like
Nagato really
close.
quick.
But like when it came to like hacks, I'm like, I want to go to bed.
Yeah. Well, I effectively needed to establish he could even get off the Chibaku Tensei.
Yeah, so anyway, Mono, you're banned from debating.
Hey, just be happy that he didn't bring up the Totsuka Blade feat,
Look, man, that
like the
shit would have taken
specific
another
feat
2 hours. Just that one feat, that would have taken 2 hours.
by itself.
Which I
Yeah.
don't mind if shit's 2 hours long. It's just like that shit was so fucking slow. Like y'all brought up so
I
many
would
points. It could have
rather
just
if
been
we did
covered
this
in 5
debate
minutes.
in like the middle of the day, when we're both like when I'm awake and you're not at work.
Oh, you
I
gotta
would
just
much
be
rather. I will do this debate again.
you gotta
Like
just be better, dog. Anyways, fuck.
I can't fight sleep deprived.
Dude
And
just
my
said,
Anyways,
you gotta get better.
yeah, you just gotta be better. So, anyways, not that I felt like he deserved the victory, but Mono did just say Chibahu Tensei. You were like, yeah, you're right, and then and then that was just it. All right, that's gonna be the end of the recording.